Let me tell you guys, I used to search for external validation so much. And I never realized how much I actually searched for it until I've been reflecting over the last few days of I've, I'm always in this weird sense of I'm not doing enough, I should be doing more. And then I'm always thinking, why haven't I achieved more already? And it comes down to this one thing. I care too much about what other people think. It's as simple as that. Then I was going back to pretty much the major moments in my life or where I cared so much about what other people thought or their opinions and how that affected my decisions or made the decision for me. Like, if you don't decide and have your internal validation and belief system, then you'll be swayed by what other people think or what other people project onto you. Now, this goes back early. So, when I was like 10, I made a YouTube video on Minecraft with my busted down PC. I'm sure it was a PC or maybe a laptop. I'm sure it was a PC though. It wasn't even mine. It was like the family computer. It was like the family computer. And I got Minecraft on there illegally. Like I couldn't even pay for that. It was like the alpha version or even the beta or whatever. And it was like a few versions behind as well. And I found a way to record on there, like record the screen, record my voice. And I made a YouTube video on Minecraft. And I think I told one person. It was like I had an online friend on like PS3. Was PS3 out? I'm sure it was PS3. And yeah, like he watched it and he showed his dad. And his dad was like, "Oh, he sounds like he's 9 years old." And I was like, "Well, no shit. I'm like 10 years old, bro." Well, he probably violated more, so I sound like I'm five because my voice was probably super high pitched or whatever. And like straight away that affected me. Then I thought, damn, if that's what he's thinking, what are other people thinking? You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not even that good at the game. Are people gonna think I'm trash? This video is useless. Um, are they gonna violate my voice? What else are they gonna violate? And that kind of put me off making videos further down the line. And that even made me delete that Minecraft video like a few days after it was posted. And I never really posted again, never really told anyone about it for years because I thought, super insignificant, right? A few years later, I'm like obviously still on YouTube because I kind of grew up on YouTube, like jumped into the picture. And in my free time, I would watch a bunch of YouTube videos, standard. But I was attracted to tech reviews. I didn't know at the time it was called tech reviews or the tech niche. I was like, damn, I like watching these phone reviews or reviews about pieces of technology. I was like, damn, like tech is so cool, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't afford none of this shit, by the way. So that's probably why I was watching it because I couldn't afford none of this shit. But I was like, I want to do that. And the girl I was talking to at the time, I was like to her, I think I'm going to start a YouTube channel. She's like, oh yeah, what about? Like about what? Because at the time, no one's really on YouTube. Like KSI is probably on YouTube at that point, but that's literally it, right? And don't know why my laptop came off. Yeah, KSI is on YouTube at that point, and like some people know about him, some people don't. And she was like, "You're gonna do tech reviews?" Like I told her I want to do tech reviews or phone reviews. I probably said that, and she was like, "Phone reviews? Nah, don't do that. That's lame. That's boring." And that's just her projection of she probably don't watch that shit. So she thought, "Why the hell would I do that?" And again, that's her opinion. But a nigga like me thought, "Damn, she thinks it's lame. I ain't doing it then." Because if she's thinking that of me, then a lot of people are gonna think that of me. And let me tell you guys now, people are going to have their opinions of you, regardless whether you do something or not do something, whether you make choice A or choice B. People are going to have their opinions. People are going to be against you and people are going to be with you. No matter what choice you make, you won't please everyone. So just make the choice that you want to make. And again, at the time, I didn't know this information. So I carried on with my life, not doing the YouTube, and I saw other people do YouTube and content, and I was like, damn, they're like living life, man. They're living life how I want to live life. It looks sick. And then another time where I thought external validation or people's opinions kind of got onto me was university. Like if you're from the UK, I don't know how it is in the US, they kind of push uni onto you. They're like, yeah, guys, okay, cool. Do your, what's it called? I forgot what it's called. Do your personal statement or whatever. UCAS, we're going to apply through university, through UCAS, do your personal statement, and they'll literally block out time. I think it was like every morning or a couple mornings in the week, and you'd write your personal statement, you apply to like 5 universities, and then you'll go from there. And like teachers will really, really push you. No matter what the uni is, you could go to a terrible uni, Like some unis would offer unconditional offers where no matter what grades you get, you'll get accepted into that uni, which I think is crazy when I think about it. Like I can accept an unconditional offer, and I did get one, and just not try. Like it was so stupid, but it was kind of pushed onto me, and I was like, "Yeah, this is what people want me to do." Like, yeah, it seems like a good decision. I wasn't 100% sure about university. I had a rough idea of what I wanted to be, which was a sports psychologist, but the only route was through uni, do a degree, then do a master's in sports psychology. But halfway through uni, which I also went for because my parents were like, "Yeah, go uni." I'm like the first in my generation or some first in my family to go university. Anyway, um, yeah, so I went university. Halfway through, I realized I don't really like this shit as much as I thought. Like I love sport and I love science and I love psychology, but my degree wasn't really based on the psychology. And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know if I like this." So I kind of picked up editing halfway through because, like, at the start of uni, I started a YouTube channel, tried to get my boys to, make a YouTube channel because the Sidemen were coming out. KSI's popped off, making hella bread, Nella Rose, Chunks, all of them, man, were just popping. And I was like, yo, let's make a group called The Joke Men. They weren't really on it. So I made my YouTube channel, got them on a few times, which you'll probably find the videos like deep down on this channel. And yeah, we did that. And then halfway through uni, I was like, I saw a video talking about how I can use my skill of editing to edit for other people and make money. And I was like, okay, cool. Uni's not making me money. I'm in student loan debt. I need some bread. Let me see if this works. So I started editing for other people. I say that it was a long journey, sending a bunch of outreach messages. I didn't make any content. Finally landed a client, and I was like, "Cool, I'm gonna go all in." I didn't like quit uni or drop out because I still cared about what other people thought. Deep it, I'm still 19, 20, 20, and I'm caring what other people think. And I finished uni just about, coast through, finish, get my degree, and I'm still editing and I'm working at Argos. I quit Argos to go all in with this editing thing. And like I'm barely making any bread, bro. Like barely £1,000 a month. And I'm like, damn, I could just make more money if I just got a normal job. Like if I worked at Tesco, Morrison's, Uber Eats, Uber, like anything else would have made me more money. And I was close to like just going to do my masters because people were like, "Oh, just go back to uni, do your masters. Like you'll get a good job, you'll make money." And something inside of me was just like, I can't keep listening to what other people say. Granted, they might be giving good advice, but 99% of the time they're just projecting sometimes their insecurities, but they're just projecting their beliefs or opinions onto you. So, like, if they've grown up their whole life and they just know about university and school and education, that's what they're going to preach to you. If they know about books, self employment, business, they'll probably push you in that direction. It's also be it's also a reason people also say, be careful of who you hang around with. And that's one of the reasons. Like, if you hang around with, of course, the older generation, just like buy a house, go to university, get a good job, etc. And they just push that onto you. If you don't make up your mind of where you want to be or who you want to be, then people will decide for you. They'll decide who you are, who you should be, and you will listen to them. Like if I didn't quote unquote stick up for myself and say, I don't think so, I'm gonna do this, then I'd probably be I would have finished my master's by now. Maybe I would have a job in sports psychology or not. Because I know a few people that I was working at like Birmingham City Football Ground or Aston Villa. And I was younger at the time, probably like 17. People have finished uni and they're telling me they can't get a job. I'm like, damn. Like it's actually crazy out here. Like what people think is the most secure option, there's people out there that are still struggling to get jobs. And I always think to myself, what if I didn't listen to what other people thought and I didn't care what other people thought when I was younger? Imagine if I was 10 and I had more self confidence, more belief, and didn't care about external validation, and I just carried on making the YouTube videos. Or if I just made the tech reviews when I was like 15, 16. Or I didn't go to uni at all. Now, I'm not saying I wish I did any of those things because I feel like those things made me who I am right now. But it also gave me important lessons to make me who I am right now, which I kind of like this version of me. Like life's going good right now, and I can see life on an upward trajectory is going well. But there's always that part of me that thinks, oh, I wonder how much better life would be if, you know, I think this is something that everybody should do. Like fuck everyone else's opinion, quite frankly, and literally do what you want to do. Same with like moving out. People always told me, "Nah, don't move out. Like just wait, stay at home for as long as possible," which is fair. I understand why they're saying that, and I agree to a certain extent. But again, a part of me was like, I want to move out. I want that experience. I didn't move out for uni. I want that experience. Like, is it gonna kill me? I always think, okay, what's the worst that can happen, right? If I move out now, what's the worst that can happen? And apply that to any scenario that you're in. What's the worst that can happen? Deadass, what's the worst? Are you going to die? Probably not. Are you going to be homeless? In my case, probably not. Like, what's the chances of me being homeless if I can't pay the rent? Like, fucking 0%. I'll just go home. I'll just go home. You know what I'm trying to say? What's the worst that can happen? I end up going broke and I can't pay the rent. Okay, cool. I can live past that. I can build back up. Like, always think to yourself, what's the worst that can happen? If someone shares their opinion of your content online and they're like, this video is shit. Okay. What's okay? What now? Like, you just carry on. Like, if you're scared of making content, what's the worst that can happen? Oh, your friends see the videos and they laugh. I also thought about that. It could happen. Probably does happen. Probably will happen. But is it that bad? I always think in the worst case, are you going to die? From the decision that you make and the life that you choose to live, is that decision going to kill you? If there's a high likelihood of you dying, then I wouldn't say do it. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's a don't one thing I will say, don't use this as some gambling addiction booster or whatever bullshit. Like, I see videos online and people are always commenting like, oh thanks, this boosted my confidence to keep gambling. I'm like, bro, I don't mess around with the gambling thing. You know what I'm trying to say? But the whole external validation thing, man, like that's why it's important if who you chill with as well. Like they will either raise your ceiling or keep you limited. And people always say like move out of your home city. I don't necessarily agree or disagree. Moving areas is fine enough. Or even being around people who want more. This is why I always say, like, if you haven't, try going to an expensive gym once. Try living in a nice area for a bit. Try making new connections with people in different areas, nicer areas, and stuff like that. And once you hang around these people, you'll realize that they really don't care what other people think because if they did, they wouldn't be where they are right now. And I always bring it back to the Kanye documentary, and I'm actually going to rewatch this because Kanye was like he's the GOAT. He is the GOAT. This guy was told he can't rap, he can't do this, blah, 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 blah. He literally raps, he makes music. He's known as one of the greatest artists to ever grace this earth. One, he produces his own beats. Obviously, probably doesn't as much anymore, but he can. He's a great producer, great artist. I'm not going to say he's a great lyricist, but he raps in his music and people like it. And at the time, people were like, nah, bro, just stick to making beats. You know what I'm trying to say? And he even had a bar. He was like, I forgot the bar. It was something like he keeps saving all the good beats for himself. And it was probably true because, like, if you know that you're capable of doing something and you really believe it, you'll save the best beats for yourself, etc. Like, all I'm saying is you can't listen to what other people say and let them dictate your life. Like, and there's no technique or way you can overcome this, but just realizing that what's the worst that can happen? If you do this thing, people are going to have their opinions regardless. If you choose point A, they're going to say something. If you do B, they're going to say something. You can't please everyone. It comes back to being a people pleaser as well. Like, I don't know. I don't know if anyone is going to relate to this per se or has experienced this, but please make sensible decisions, of course, but don't care what other people are going to say, or don't base your decision on what other people are going to say. You know, it's stuff like that that will leave you limited. Like, I remember making a video and I thought, damn, this video is so silly. Like, oh, cringe, everything. And that video ended up doing millions of views on my Instagram. And I was like, huh, that's crazy. Imagine if I didn't post it because I thought, damn, people are going to think this is cringe. People are going to, you know, I'm worried. I'm worried. And even when I posted it, the first few days, it was terrible, bro. It barely cracked 1,000 views out of nowhere. 500K, then a mil. I think it stopped at a mil. But I was like, huh. So it really doesn't matter. And I know a lot of people would probably delete, like, I know people delete their videos. If it don't perform well, they delete it. I would say keep it up there. It shows character development, progression. You can look back and be like, damn, that video was trash. Or at least you can think, damn, that video was trash, because now you're better than what you like, than that video that you made. It also came down to editing as well. And I seen someone say this. I don't know if it was oh no, it was in a book. It was in a book. You need to be able to take criticism. And again, this leads to external validation. If someone criticizes your work or criticizes something that you do, you see it as them attacking you. That's how I saw it. Like when I was editing for people and they were always like, you know, when people come with their revisions because they're like, oh, can you change this about the edit? I don't like this. I'm like, damn, you don't like it. You think it's shit. Oh man, oh, I'm now annoyed. I'm hating that person in my head because I'm like, damn, you think my video is shit. Like you didn't think it was cold, etc., etc. And normally when people think your video is cold in the UK anyway, they're just like, thanks, bro. They don't say, oh, great video. Like I've edited for a few American clients. I was like, damn, man, that video was great. Thank you, man. I'm like, damn, that feels good. But like, you need to be able to take criticism, essentially. And criticism doesn't always, obviously, there's constructive criticism. There's like, oh, I don't like the way the text is here because you've made it bold here, but not bold there, or this looks out of place or out of line. Can you put it in line? It will look more aesthetically pleasing, in my opinion, etc. And criticism goes for all areas of your life, man. Like, let people criticize your videos. Let people criticize areas of your life, because then you can improve. But if you rely on external validation and someone criticizes you, you're gonna think they're a piece of shit when really they're probably not trying to be a piece of shit. Obviously, some people are just haters and then they call it criticism. Like they'll be like, yeah, that video shit. Okay, let's be a bit more constructive now. Why is it shit? You know, how can I make it better? What didn't you like? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So don't stress too much about it, but just know that take criticism, have more internal validation than external validation, and also learn this in psychology. Relying on your internal more than your external is what's the word? It creates longevity. It will make you do your task or chase after your goal longer than the external. For example, there's intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, which is internal and external motivation. And there's studies shown and studies done that athletes that had external motivation or people with extrinsic motivation to achieve something never went as far as the people who had intrinsic motivation, which is, I guess, the reason why when someone's hungry, when someone's hungry and they want something, that's intrinsic, like something to prove to themselves. That's the reason people go the extra mile, like Ronaldo. Bro is playing football on the streets of Portugal, no shoes. Poor family. He's got to make it out. He's got to do this. And that's why you see athletes like children never do as well as them, because it's always extrinsically motivated. Like extrinsic motivation examples, if I can remember correctly, it's like winning a title or winning a trophy or making money. It's all extrinsic things. But if you have something to prove internally, you'll chase that and you'll keep going. It's almost The quote is something along the lines of the man, the completely forgot the quote. Something about the man who likes the journey will go farther than the man who likes the destination. Something along those lines. So hopefully this video helped in some way, shape, or form. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you haven't already, I'll put a link to my second channel. It's just purely content-based and personal branding and marketing in the description. And if you want to work with me one-on-one for your personal brand to double your business revenue using social media, YouTube or Instagram, and you're making minimum $5,000 a month and you're serious about this, there's a link in the description as well. Peace.